The global car market is going through a storm. Factories are slowing down, prices are tumbling, and traditional automakers, the same ones that once ruled the world, are now struggling to stay relevant. From Europe to the United States, from Africa to Latin America, a new force has entered the stage, one that no one took seriously a decade ago. That force is China. And today, Chinese cars are doing more than competing. They are redefining the global auto industry as we know it. Not long ago, Chinese cars were dismissed as cheap copies of European and Japanese models. They were considered unreliable, unsafe, and unrefined. But that era is gone. What we're witnessing now is a complete reinvention, one driven by technology, bold design, and unbelievable pricing power. In just a few years, China has gone from following trends to setting them. It's not only about selling cars at home, it's about taking over markets across the world. From electric SUVs in Europe to affordable hybrids in Africa, China's automotive vision is rewriting the rules of competition. Let's start with the simple truth. China has built the largest, most advanced car manufacturing ecosystem in the world. In 2024 alone, China produced over 30 million vehicles, more than the US, Japan, and Germany combined. But what makes this even more significant is that over 5 million of those cars were electric vehicles, giving China a near monopoly in EV production. Brands like BYD, Geely, NIO, XPeng, Changan, and SAIC, which owns MG, are now exporting cars to more than 100 countries. In fact, China overtook Japan in 2023 to become the world's largest car exporter, a title it had been chasing for decades. But how did this happen so fast? The answer lies in three things: scale, innovation, and price. China has mastered the art of manufacturing efficiency. Its factories are not only producing cars faster and cheaper, but they're also filled with homegrown technology. While Western automakers are still paying high prices for batteries and microchips, Chinese companies build them in-house. BYD, for example, manufactures its own batteries, electric motors, and chips. This vertical integration gives them a huge cost advantage, allowing them to sell a car for thousands less than a European or American equivalent. And those cars are not the basic models they used to be. Take the Yangwang U9, built by BYD, a hypercar that recently shocked the world by hitting over 308 miles per hour, setting a world record for electric vehicle performance. Then there's the NIO ET9, a luxury sedan capable of self-parking, facial recognition, and battery swap technology that can replace a dead battery in under 3 minutes. These are not the kind of vehicles you associate with cheap manufacturing. These are statements, proof that Chinese engineering has arrived at the top. And this is exactly why global automakers are nervous. Because while they're still figuring out how to make affordable EVs, Chinese brands are already flooding the market with them. In the UK, brands like MG, BYD, and Omoda are selling thousands of units every month. The MG4, for example, offers more range than a Volkswagen ID.3, but costs several £1,000s less. In Europe, the BYD Dolphin and Seal have undercut the likes of Tesla and Renault, forcing major price cuts across the board. In Australia, MG has become one of the top-selling car brands, beating established names like Hyundai and Mazda. And in Africa, Chery and Great Wall Motors are dominating new car sales thanks to their affordable prices and strong warranties. If you're enjoying this breakdown and want to see more deep dives into the biggest shifts in the automotive world, make sure you subscribe, because we're just scratching the surface of how big this transformation really is. Now, let's talk about what this global wave actually means. The auto industry is not just about selling cars, it's about economic power. When Chinese automakers flood foreign markets with cheaper EVs, they're not only taking sales, they're taking influence. In the European Union, officials are already investigating Chinese EV imports for what they call unfair subsidies. The European Commission claims that Chinese automakers receive massive state support that allows them to sell below cost, creating an uneven playing field. But the reality is that Western automakers simply cannot compete with China's scale and efficiency. A car that costs a German company €40,000 to produce can be built in China for €25,000. And that difference changes everything. Even the US is feeling the pressure. While Chinese-made cars can't directly enter the American market due to tariffs, their influence is still spreading through partnerships and indirect exports. Tesla, for example, relies on China's battery supply chain, and its Shanghai Gigafactory is the company's largest production site in the world. Meanwhile, brands like BYD and Geely are setting up factories in Mexico and Brazil, just a short trip from the US border, to prepare for a future where, made in China, cars may quietly dominate the Americas. What's even more interesting is how this shift is affecting the used car market globally. In the UK, car prices have fallen dramatically. Dealers are offering massive discounts, and second-hand values are collapsing. Why? Because new Chinese models are cheaper to finance, have longer warranties, and often come loaded with features that used European cars can't match. Consumers are realizing that a brand new Chinese SUV with a 7-year warranty and a panoramic display costs the same as a 5-year-old German hatchback with 60,000 miles on it. The logic is simple. Why buy old when you can buy new for the same money? But there's a deeper layer here. One that could reshape the entire ownership model. Many experts believe that China is quietly laying the foundation for a global car subscription system. Instead of buying or leasing, drivers could simply pay a monthly fee to access cars, similar to how we use phones or streaming services. BYD and Geely have already hinted at this future. It's a system where old EVs could be refurbished, given new batteries, and then reissued to customers under a new contract. Essentially, a recycling model for cars, sustainable, scalable, and profitable. And if this takes off, it could give China not only dominance in car production, but control over global car usage itself. Still, not every part of the market is vulnerable. Supercars and ultra-luxury brands like Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Rolls-Royce continue to stand apart. These cars aren't just vehicles, they're status symbols, representing heritage, artistry, and emotion. For now, China can't replicate that magic. But let's not forget, it once seemed impossible that China could build a hypercar faster than a Bugatti, and now it has. So, who's to say the next ultra-luxury innovation will come from Shanghai or Shenzhen? The irony of all this is that many Western automakers helped create the situation they now fear. For years, they partnered with Chinese firms to gain access to the world's largest car market. They shared technology, set up joint ventures, and trained engineers. The same engineers now designing the cars that are taking market share from them. It's the same story we've seen in other industries, from smartphones to solar panels. The West innovates, China scales, and the world shifts. It happened with Nokia and Apple, and now it's happening with Volkswagen and BYD. And while governments debate tariffs and trade restrictions, the average consumer doesn't care where the car comes from. They care about value. When someone sees a sleek, fully electric BYD Seal that charges faster, drives farther, and costs $10,000 less than a Tesla, the decision becomes very easy. The brand badge means less than ever before. The future belongs to whoever offers more technology for less money, and right now, that's China. It's also worth noting how social media plays into this revolution. Apps like TikTok, ironically owned by a Chinese company, are now some of the biggest marketing tools for these new cars. Dealerships in the UK and Europe are confirming that many of their Chinese car sales started with TikTok videos. The same app Western governments accuse of spying is now helping China sell cars worldwide. That's a kind of global influence that goes beyond trade. It's cultural. If you're still watching and finding this story as fascinating as I do, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to keep bringing you more insight into how the car world is transforming before our eyes. The truth is, we are witnessing one of the biggest shifts in the history of the automotive world. It's not just a competition, it's a transfer of industrial power. China has become the engine room of the global car market, and the rest of the world is playing catch-up. Whether you love it or fear it, the change is already here. And just like the fall of Nokia or the rise of the iPhone, those who fail to adapt will fade away. The world once laughed at Chinese cars. Now, they're the ones rewriting the rules.